Latvia is one of the 3 Baltic republics, and at 65,000 square kilometres, it is slightly smaller than Ireland. Bordering the Gulf of Riga and the Baltic Sea, Latvia is south of Estonia, north of Lithuania, and west of Russia. Latvia, like its Baltic neighbours, is a young country, having spent most of the past few hundred years being governed in turns by Denmark, Sweden, Germany, Russia, and Poland. Latvia, along with Lithuania and Estonia, gained independence in 1918, but then was forcibly incorporated into the USSR in 1940. The events in the Soviet Union and the other Warsaw Pact countries in the late 80s led to end of Soviet occupation of all 3 Baltic states in 1991. Latvia's history is reflected in its population, as although 60% of citizens are Latvian in background, an important 35% of people claim Russian or Belarusian ancestry. Russians' concern for the large Russian ethnic minority ensures that Russia continues to take a specific interest in Latvia.
We want to use all democratic instruments, and we want security. We understand that to stay alone between 2 big powers, European Union and Russia, isn't so, I won't say diplomatically, isn't very comfortable. It's more easier to be sure for the future, for long-term solutions, to be with most developed countries, and to help them, of course, to establish new contacts, to be some kind of a bridge with eastern part of the Europe.
The diverse population of 2.4 million people is energetic and forward-looking.
We are Nordic oriented. We are not thinking too long. We are thinking and acting.
Latvia has privatized and modernized its economy, and this shows with its GDP growth rate of 4.5%, 2% inflation, and a decreasing unemployment rate of 7.6%. Latvia's industry focus on transforming other nations' raw materials into vehicles and machinery of all types. The vast majority of people, though, are employed in the service sector. The streets of the capital, Riga, are normally filled with those business people, but you will also see groups of Latvians and tourists appreciating its cultural heritage. Riga has over 800 Art Nouveau buildings built in the late 19th and early 20th century. These were influenced by the strong cultural movements at that time in Russia and Germany.
Cultural is really the core of our national identity, because our language and culture go back thousands of years. And even before we were Europeanized, when the German Crusaders came into Latvia and Europe came to Latvia 800 years ago, we already had a very distinct Latvian culture, and that's always survived, even though we've taken in a lot of other influences, and we've become an international culture in that sense. But for the Latvian people, they've suffered a lot of trials and tribulations through the centuries. It's a people that have always been ruled by other nations, and so the culture was what was essential to keep that identity alive. It led to independence in 1918. And I think it's what enabled us to survive a Soviet occupation that was very alien and reestablish an independent country again.
While the Latvians appreciate their past, they are focused on the future. The future will be shaped by a greater security and stability that comes with being a member of the European Union. Having voted decisively in favour of joining, the Latvia looks forward to joining the EU on May the 1st, 2004. and contributing their energy and organizational skills to the common cause of Europe.
I think it's something that Latvia has been waiting for a very long time. Had we not been occupied for 50 years, we probably would have been members of the EU from the moment it began.